Greetings, brave traveler. As always, I hope you're having a fan-freaking-tastic day. Today we're going to take a look at all the changes coming in Wrath of the Lich King for the Enhancement Shaman. There will be some overlap in the general changes and totem changes and things like that, so if you happened to already watched the Elemental Shaman video, you will be able to skip that part. I will timestamp everything for you, so just keep that in mind going through this. And without further ado, let's get right into it. First up, we're going to look at our general changes. Cure Poison at level 16 and Cure Disease at level 22 have been turned into Cure Toxins at level 16. Flame Shock has had its dot damage increased at all ranks and can now critically strike. Ghost Wolf adds that the Shaman is now less hindered by movement impairing effects. Water Shield is now learned at level 20, which is a massive quality of life change for a leveling Shaman, and it ranks up at 27, 34, 41, 48, 55, 62, and 69. Cross-brand weapon, the slow, is increased from 25% to 50%. Flame Tongue weapon in TBC did fire damage on hit. It now still does fire damage on hit, but slightly less. However, adds increased spell power at varying ranks to the tooltip. Ever-living weapon increases healing done and has a 20% chance to apply a heal over time on the person healed. Lava Burst does fire damage and has a guaranteed chance to critically strike on the target if Flame Shock is active. Earth Shock sees a change in that its interrupt portion is removed and reduces melee attack speed by 10%. And a new ability is added called Wind Shear to take on that interrupt. This also has a threat reduction component to it, and this spell's learned at level 22. Reincarnation's cooldown is reduced from 1 hour baseline to 30 minutes. And of course, Hex, which gives shamans a much needed form of CC in PvP primarily, which is fantastic. Alright, now we're going to take a look at our totem changes. So right out the gate, we can't mention totem changes without mentioning the new abilities Call of the Elements, Ancestors, and Spirits. These are learned at 30, level 40, and 50 respectively. This allows you to have 3 customizable totem bars at any given time. So you can swap between them depending on your group setup, or if you're doing a dungeon, or if you're doing a raid, or PvPing. However you want to set them up, it allows you to have customizable totem bars in the game. This is a great quality of life change. Absolutely helps out your totem placement. It also drops all 4 totems at once instead of you having to individually drop totems in the start of a fight or in the middle of a fight when you're replacing them. Disease Cleansing Totem and Poison Cleansing Totem are now combined to Cleansing Totem, which is learned at level 31. Fire Nova Totem has been done away with. We now have the ability called Fire Nova. Fire Nova does an AoE burst of damage from the location of your fire totem that you have placed. There's a lot of glyph and talent synergies with this ability. We'll get there, just not yet. Stone Skin Totem sees a change. In TBC, it would protect party members within 20 yards, reducing melee damage taken by varying amounts at varying ranks, to now providing up to 1050 armor at max rank to all party and raid members within 30 yards. Flame Tongue Totem enchants all party and raid members' main hand weapons to do extra on-hit damage in TBC. That is now changed to increases all party and raid members' spell damage and healing by varying amounts at varying ranks. Magma Totem damage is buffed by 53 to 58% at different ranks. This may be a private server change, as I went through all of the patch notes throughout the X-Pack and couldn't find it specifically mentioned anywhere. Let's keep an eye on this one. Mana Spring Totem's mana regen has increased by 31 to 49% at all current ranks. Stoneclaw Totem now protects all totems for a small amount, and this is different at different ranks, of course. Strength of Earth Totem has changed from just giving strength to also giving agility. This coincides with the Horn of Winter buff from Death Knights, so it's basically the same thing. But again, totems are amazing because we can just flex them out depending on what group we're in or who we're playing with. Wind Fury Totem before imbued all party members' main hand weapon with Wind Fury, which gave them a chance to proc an extra hit on swing. In Wrath, it gives 16% melee haste, which is buffable up to 20% if you're an enhanced Enhancement Shaman with the talent. Earth and Fire Elemental Totems, their cooldowns are reduced to 10 minutes from 20 minutes, which means basically you'll have it up for every raid boss fight, which is awesome for our overall DPS. That's enough on our totem changes. Let's get started on the talents. Alright, it's time to talk about our enhancement talents. So much has changed here, so this section is going to take a minute, so bear with me. Shield Specialization talent is removed. Ancestral Knowledge talent buffed to 10% at 5 points from 5% at 5 points. Enhancing Totems moved to row 1 from row 3. It has the same 15% increase to your Strength of Earth totem, but adds Flame Tongue totem to the tooltip and goes to a 3-point talent where it was a 2-point talent. Thundering Strikes gives 5% crit to spells as well as its 5% melee crit. Improved Lightning Shield has been changed to Improved Shields. Same points to max, but adds increased mana gained from Mana Shield and amount of healing done by Earth Shield by 15%. Elemental Weapons moves up from row 5 to row 3 and changes from increases damage caused by Rockbiter by 20%, Wind Fury weapon effect by 40%, and increases damage caused by your Flame Tongue weapon and Frostbrand weapon to increases damage caused by Wind Fury weapon effect by 40%, Flame Tongue spell damage by 30%, and the bonus healing of Ever Living by 30%. Shamanistic Focus in TBC. After landing a melee critical strike, you enter a focused state, reducing the mana cost of your shock spells by 60%. In Wrath, it reduces the mana cost of all shock spells by 40% without the critical strike requirement. Anticipation changes from increases dodge chance by 5% at 5 points to increases dodge chance by 3% and reduces the duration of disarm effects against you by 50% at 3 points. Toughness in TBC would increase armor value from items by 10% and reduce the duration of movement slowing effects on you by 50%. In Wrath, it increases your stamina by 10% and reduces the duration of movement slowing effects on you by 30%. The Improved Weapon Totems talent is replaced with Improved Wind Fury Totem, which increases the melee haste of Wind Fury Totem by 4% at 2 points. Unleashed Rage is the only unique buff the Enhancement Shaman now offers. It adds 9 expertise and now maintains its attack power benefit, but for all attack power, not just melee. Shamanistic Rage in TBC would reduce all damage taken by 30% and give your successful melee attacks a chance to regenerate mana equal to 30% of your attack power that lasts 15 seconds and is on a 2-minute cooldown. In Wrath, the damage reduction remains the same, but the mana regen is reduced to 15% of attack power, and adds that the spell is usable while stunned, and is now on a 1-minute cooldown. Mental Quickness, though unchanged after moving to this row, I wanted to give you a mental note to look at our What's New talent section and pay attention to how it can now scale. What's new in our talents? Mental Dexterity. Your attack power is now increased by 100% of your intellect. This is the scaling factor I spoke of, as Agility and Strength now give you a 1-to-1 attack power ratio in Wrath of the Lich King. With this talent, so does Intellect. This will also synergize with that Mental Quickness talent. Frozen Power increases damage done by Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Lava Lash, and Shock spells on targets affected by your Frostbrand weapon effect, and your Frost Shock has a 100% chance to root the target for 5 seconds when used on a target further than 15 yards. This will have a lot of PvP application, especially in Arena. We didn't have much before, we now have a ton of ways to CC and control a fight much better. Improves Storm Strike. When you Storm Strike, you have a 100% chance to immediately grant you 20% of your base mana. Static Shock. You have a 6% chance to hit your target with a Lightning Shield Orb charge when you deal damage with melee attacks and abilities, and your Lightning Shield gains an additional 6 charges. Lava Lash. You swing with your offhand weapon, doing 100% weapon damage from your offhand and 25% additional damage if your offhand is imbued with Flame Tongue weapon. Earth Empower. Your Earthbind's pulses have a 100% chance to also remove all snare effects from you and nearby friendly targets, and your Earth Shock reduces enemy attack speed by an additional 10%. While this has a lot of PvE viability, it is massively helpful in PvP. You can imagine it now if you were a shaman in TBC, what it was like to get DC'd constantly. Here's another way to cancel that out. Maelstrom Weapon. When you deal damage with a melee weapon, you have a chance to reduce the cast time of your next lightning bolt, chain lightning, lesser healing wave, chain heal, or hex spell by 20%, and it stacks up to 5 times. It lasts 30 seconds. So basically, you'll just consistently get instant cast spells, and if we're talking about PvP application, having Hex as an instant cast ability while you're in a fight has massive implications in PvP. Feral Spirit. This summons 2 spirit wolves under the command of the shaman and lasts 45 seconds. These things hit hard and they provide a ton of DPS. Just enjoy. And that's it for the Enhancement Shaman changes in Wrath of the Lich King. If this video helps you at all, or you're just excited about Wrath of the Lich King, comment down below to tell me what your favorite part of the video was. And if I missed something, please feel free to let me know in the comments as well. Otherwise, please smash the like button, consider subscribing for more class change videos, more guides in the future, fun POVs, funny content, all the things. I appreciate all of the support that I've gotten this far in the last year, and it means the world to me when I get a ton of feedback on my videos. So until next time, folks, farewell.